One thing that brings me a lot of comfort is knowing that I have eternal life. When you think about infinity and forever, it's impossible for the human brain to wrap our heads around that. It's too infinite. It's too cosmic. It's too crazy. But I really do believe that there's no such thing as time. Here on earth, we've created time. But in heaven, it's not like there's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It doesn't work that way in heaven. So for us and our finite minds, it's very difficult for us to wrap our heads around eternity. What does that mean? Well, the earth is the universe is ever expanding, right? That's even impossible to understand. Like, how could it what's making it expand, and how is it just continuing to grow on its own like that? There's a power behind that. There is a force behind that. And so life on planet Earth has to come to an end. All life. All life. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. I don't care how much money you have. Everyone dies. Everybody. And we don't know how much time we have. I could be gone in an hour. Something could happen. God forbid, but I could have an aneurysm and be gone in an hour. None of us know how long we have. We're all on the same train, just at different stops, okay? So it's really, really important for us to keep that in mind, because time is precious. And how we use our time is so important. And trust me, sometimes I'm sitting around watching The Bachelor. I'm gonna admit it, okay? I'm sitting around watching The Bachelor, and I know that's not a good use of my time. But everyone needs an escape from reality. Everyone needs an escape from everyday life, which can be really hard. It can be really taxing when you're dealing with children, when you're dealing with, finances, when you're dealing with another spouse, when you're dealing with a spouse, when you're dealing with medical conditions, when you're dealing with, having to get food on the table every single night. If you're, a mom that does that, or a husband that does that, we love you guys. But it's like, there are so many responsibilities, and it can weigh us down. So we all need a little relief every now and then, better to go to the gym, or to open the Bible, or to meditate, on Christ consciousness, or to, go see a movie or whatever. But so what we do with the dash in our lives, because on your gravestone, hate to get too intense, but let's face it, here's the truth. On your gravestone, it's gonna have your birth date and the date you passed, okay? And then there's gonna be a dash in between the birth date and your death date. And really, that dash is what it all comes down to. What did you do with your life in that dash? What did you do? And when it comes right down to it, it doesn't have to be some grand, I am Mother Teresa, I am Martin Luther King. No, it doesn't have to be that. Great if it is, but it really doesn't have to be that. Remember how Jesus operated. Jesus operated with 12 disciples, and he was able to carry his message all across the planet. And we're still talking about him 2,000 years later. He did it with 12 people. So it's really important to remember that in that dash of time, we don't have to be on this huge platform and this huge stage and be this big whatever star or businessman or businesswoman or, career person, or make millions and millions of dollars. If you do, fantastic, great. But the bottom line is, what really matters is our relationship with our Creator, with the one that made you and formed you in your mother's womb. That's what matters. Trusting in that, trusting that you are loved with an immeasurable love, and that you were formed for a reason. And that reason might be something as simple as smiling at the person at the cash register, or, giving your time to help out at church, or being a fantastic friend to somebody who's really in need of, an ear or a shoulder to cry on, or somebody to sympathize with them. Are you a good friend? Are you a good child to, your parents? That was big for me because I love my parents, but I didn't have your traditional, mom and dad. It was not that at all. So we'll get into that another time. But honor thy parents. How are you honoring your parents? Are you praying for them? I forget to pray. My dad passed a while ago, but I gotta pray for my mama more because, it does say in the Bible to honor your parents. That's really, really important. But getting back to, how can I believe in eternal life? It's really important to understand that that's why Jesus shed his blood in the first place. He shed his blood so that we could live eternally in paradise with him. And he said, I am creating a place for you. I am preparing it right now for you. My Father's house has many rooms, and you will be with me where I am. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is that? And that he asked his Father, he said, Father, I want them to be with me where I am. That always touched me. That always moved me. I want them to be with me where I am. We're not left as orphans. He adopted us into his kingdom. We are part of the sonship. All of us are united together with Christ. And so when we think about eternal life, very difficult for us to grasp. I understand that. But he said it himself. I was here before the foundation of the world. And if he was here before the foundation of the world, then that really proves that it's timelessness. There is no such thing as time. And we're all going back to the Father of the lights. We're all going back. Each soul that trusts in Jesus and in his words and in his truth, we're going to live forever. We're going to be embraced in our Father's arms forever. And it's not, up in heaven with harps. We're not up in heaven plucking away at a harp. That's just not the way it's going to be. Trust me. We can't even begin to imagine what heaven is going to feel like and look like. It's going to be extraordinary, mind-blowing. It's going to be home. Each human heart yearns for something more than what this world can offer. Every human heart yearns for something more than what this world can offer us. It's just the truth. We're all hungry. We're all starving. We all want love. We all want to know that we're accepted. We all want to know, we feel safe. We all want to feel safe. We all want to feel protected. We all want to feel that feeling of connection. And unfortunately, it's elusive here on planet Earth. It just is. We have our moments where we're laughing and we're feeling really connected and happy, and we eat yummy food and we have great sex, and we, if we're lucky enough. But it's temporary and it's fleeting. But once we're in heaven, it's eternal.